Well, alrighty. Week 4 was a little bit better. Just a little bit better. 9-6 picking winners, 7-8 against the spread. So for the season, 34-29 picking the winners, and not that same record for picking the spread. Yeah, I'm about a quarter way through the season and I'm not looking good. So got to put on the rallying cap. I will at least say this. I am, if nothing else, consistent with the Thursday night games because every week so far this year, I have picked the wrong team to win. You know, there's almost that morbid part of me that wants to go over on the Thursday night games this year. But I probably won't even be able to get that right. I'll screw that up somewhere and actually stumble into picking a winner. So what are you going to do? Nonetheless, anyways, let's get at it. The week 5 picks. See if we can do even better. I doubt it. I suck this year. Just suck in general. Anyways, the Sunday early games. And speaking of this, I just want to, as I look at my sheet and I look at my picks I'm going to make, why are there so many damn early games on Sunday and so few late games Sunday afternoon? Are you that much in the tank for the Cowboys, NFL, that you want absolutely nothing else running up against them? I'm just saying. You got the Packers and the Cowboys, and you got the Broncos and the Chargers, and that is it. That's it. There are no other games that you want to take out of that early slate and put in the later slate. Just saying, I don't know what the hell the deal with that is, but really weird how it was constructed this week. I'm going to start off with the Cardinals traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, a couple of winless teams. You would hope that one of these teams will get one in the victory column this week, but there's always a tie. Arizona already got one in week 1 against the Lions, so what's going to happen here? I would hope an A.J. Green trade, but that has not happened, I believe. So somebody's got to win. 2 first-year head coaches. You got Andy Dalton taking on Kyler Murray. I will take the Bengals at home minus the 3. Why in the hell would anybody watch that game? The Bills travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. I'll take the Titans minus the 3. I think they found a little bit of something last week, and they could build on that momentum. The Bears go to jolly old England, London, to face off against John Gruden's Oakland Raiders. The Bears are 5-point favorites, and this would be the type of game that you look at and you say you don't really know what to expect here, in part because it's the international travel going to London. You know, how's this team going to look with Chase Daniel as the starter heading into the game? A lot of questions here. But I'm sorry, this has got to be Khalil Mack's revenge game on the Raiders and John Gruden. I would be stunned if Derek Carr isn't under a lot of heat and pressure all game long. Give me the Bears minus the 5. Blow the brakes off these jokers and end their season. The Buccaneers travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints in a matchup that's a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be before the season. The Saints are 3-point favorites, but don't sleep on the Buccaneers. They just took it to the Rams last week on the road. Now they go into New Orleans, a tougher place to play. New Orleans coming off of a nice set of 2 games here where they beat the Seahawks on the road and kind of owned them. And then last week held on, won kind of ugly against the Cowboys in the Superdome. I like the Saints here. Give me the Saints minus the 3. The Vikings, Stephon Diggs, I can't blame you. I wouldn't want to play with Kirk Cousins either. Go to New York to take on Daniel Jones and maybe the Saquon Barkley-led New York Giants. The Vikings look like crap after last week's game. The Giants are riding a little bit high now with their rookie quarterback Daniel Jones leading the way. They've won his first 2 starts. They're 2-2, and God only knows, maybe they've got delusions of making the playoffs. Those delusions probably end this week. Give me the Vikings minus the 4. The Jets travel to Philly to take on the Eagles. Is Sam Darnold going to play, or is he risking the potential of dying with his mono? The Eagles are 13.5-point favorites. I don't think the Eagles, even coming off of last week's win over Green Bay, I don't think they're as good of a team as we might believe. Still, they got to be much better than the Jets. I'll take the Eagles to win, but for some reason, I get the urge to take the Jets to cover the 13.5-point spread. The Ravens travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Ravens coming off of a big loss last week to the Cleveland Browns at home. All the while, the Steelers got their first win of the year on Monday night at home against the hapless Bengals. You look at this game and you say, okay, Ravens should be able to right the ship against the Steelers. The Steelers looked a lot better the last 3 quarters of that game on Monday night. That said, I don't think Mason Rudolph can match up with Lamar Jackson. Give me the Ravens minus the 3. The Patriots travel to Washington to take on the Redskins. The Patriots are 15-point favorites, and it's going to be Colt McCoy starting on Sunday for the Redskins. Oh, boy. If that isn't the thing that officially finishes Jay Gruden in your mind if you're a Redskins fan, I don't know what the hell is. You put the young kid in last week because Case Keenum was stinking up the joint. All the while now, instead of giving Dwayne Haskins a whole week to prepare, I know he's going against the Patriots, but at some point in time, he's going to have to play him down the road anyways. Why not put him in there and find out what the hell you got? Why not give him a chance and maybe something happens? Instead, you're going to go with Colt McCoy and he stinks. Give me the Patriots minus the 15. How stupid. The Jaguars travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers, 2 old 1995 expansion teams. Yeah, they've been in the league that long. It's 25 seasons now. That's crazy. All the while, you're going to have Gardner Minshew versus Kyle Allen. Not exactly the matchup you would have thought before the season started. You would have thought it would have been Nick Foles versus Cam Newton, but nonetheless, we are here. A little surprised to see that Carolina is getting 3.5 here. They've won a couple in a row, I understand, but the Jaguars are kind of feeling good about themselves. And the reality is they've got a little bit of magic there with the Minshew man. I like the Jaguars in a road upset this week. Give me Jacksonville plus the 3.5. Atlanta travels to Houston to take on the Texans. Give me Houston minus the 5. The late games on Sunday afternoon. You got the Broncos traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. It won't really feel like a road game because it's the Chargers in LA in that soccer stadium, and we know how that's about to go down. Nonetheless, the Broncos 0-4, losing Bradley Chubb for the year to a torn ACL. That's a tough break, and that's something they just couldn't afford. They're already not doing well, and now you lose an impact player like him on the edge. But they got to win again at some point in time. All the while, you look at the Chargers, a couple of bad losses in a row. Kind of need to right the ship here a little bit. I like the Chargers in this game. Give me the Chargers minus the 6.5. Then you got the Packers going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys, which should be a marquee matchup of 3-1 teams, 2 teams at the top of their division, 2 teams potentially thinking playoffs and a deep run at that. This matchup, Aaron Rodgers versus Dak Prescott. The Packers revamped defense under defensive coordinator Mike Pettin going against Ezekiel Elliott in that notable Cowboys offensive line. I like the Cowboys here. They're a 3.5-point favorite, though, so I'm going to split the difference. I like the Cowboys to win, but give me the Packers plus the 3.5. The Sunday night game, you got Jacoby Brissett and the Colts traveling to KC to take on Mahomes, the Magic Man, Mr. Hines 57 himself, and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs right now look like the biggest threat to the Patriots in the AFC. They're 11-point favorites. I like Kansas City, but give me the Colts plus 11 to cover. Maybe backdoor style. Maybe the Chiefs get out to like a 24-point lead and the Colts in the fourth quarter score a couple of garbage touchdowns. That's what matters, baby. And then Monday night, you got the Cleveland Browns traveling to San Francisco to take on the lone remaining unbeaten team in the NFC, and that is, of course, the 3-0 49ers. How about them apples, huh? It's Baker Mayfield. It's Jimmy Garoppolo in prime time. Oh, God, the analytics folks in the media are going to be giggly tits about this one. The 49ers are 4-point favorites. The Browns coming off of that big week last week against the Ravens where they rode Nick Chubb to victory. Looking at this matchup, it's really hard to know with the 49ers. How is Jimmy G going to perform in prime time? How is this 49ers team going to play coming out of a bye? All the while, the Browns haven't been great so far this year, but they are 2-2. They're in the mix in their division, and they're coming off of a nice divisional road victory. Can they make it 2 weeks in a row? I look at this and I say, you know what? Maybe the Browns came to their senses a little bit and realized that their key to success in this season is not going to revolve around Baker Mayfield. It's going to revolve around Nick Chubb. I will take the Cleveland Browns to win in a bit of a surprise here. Give me the Browns plus the 4. Those are my picks this week. And you can sit there and tell me how much I suck because I'm sure after Monday night I'll look really bad again, and I'm used to it by now. What's the difference?